Welcome to New Orleans. I'm John Curran, President and CEO of ARIN. I'd like to welcome you to the ARIN 39 Public Policy and Members Meeting. Okay, this is where we spend a couple of days talking about policy and then a day talking about how the organization's running. Up here this morning, I have a number of people I'll introduce, but let me first say who's here overall. We have our Board of Trustees here, Chair Paul Anderson, myself, Tim Denton, somewhere in the room, Patrick Gilmore is coming, Aaron Hughes, wow, Mary Kay, and I said it 20 times last night. Mary Kay, where are you? I apologize, I blank on names. Bill Sandiford and Bill Woodcock. Okay, our advisory council is here, led by Dan Alexander, the chair. We have Owen, Andrew, Dave Farmer, Dave Huberman, Alyssa, Tina, Amy, Joe, Leaf, RS, Rob Springer, Chris, oh, not Leaf, Leif. Thank you. I saw your rise afterwards. I'm going to do that for 5 years too. Allison and Chris, all are here. From the NRO Number Council, the NRO Number Council works on global policy issues. Kevin Blueberg, Louis Lee, and Jason Schiller. Yeah, that's Louis Lee, by the way, and I've said that 100 times. Wow. I would actually do great if I didn't look at the slides and just did it from memory. From Afrinic, we have our colleagues, Alan, Ernest, Arthur, and Bope. Yes, okay. APNIC, Jeff Houston, I saw. Craig, I saw earlier. And Rajesh, yes, very nice. LACNIC, I'm never going to get this one. Giannani? Yes, okay. And Oscar's here. Yes, thank you, Oscar. From Wright, Dimitri, Andrew, Hans, Nick, Richard, Axel, and Marco. Very good. The ARIN management team is here, obviously. Myself, the person who does all the work, Nate Davis, over there. Kathy Handley, who handles our government affairs. Richard Jimerson, our CIO. Aaron Allagood, the wonderful HR and administration person who keeps us straight. Susan Hamlin. Where's Susan? Susan's the one who actually runs the meeting, owns the meeting, makes it a success. Susan Hamlin. Mark Karster's our CTO. Yes, Mark. Leslie Nobile, who's Director of Global Registry Knowledge, working for me. We'll actually see some reports from her later. John Sweeting, our latest addition, Senior Director of Registration Services, running the RSD team. And Val Winkleman, yes, very important, the Director of Financial Services. We have an ARIN Fellowship Program, and we have a number of fellows who are here. And that's from each of the subsectors within the ARIN region. From Canada, we have Nancy Carter. Where are you, Nancy? There we go. Very nice. Andre Dahl. Andre? Yes, impact. Patrick Lalonde. Yes, Patrick. Very good. Thank you. And Michael Lehrer. Michael. Very nice. In the Caribbean, from the Caribbean sector, we have Jason. Where's Jason? Jason, I've seen you. Yes. Roxanne John from the ministry at St. Vincent. Yes. Brent McIntosh. Yes. Very nice. And Carrie Ann Richards. Hello. Very nice. And from the USA, we have Jose. Where are you, Jose? Yes. Very good. Susanna Gray from the Internet Society SF. Hello, Susanna. Austin, yes. Joseph Oliveri. Joseph? Nah, but coming, he's here. Alfredo, I saw you yesterday. Yes. Craig Thompson and Kevin Watkins. Our fellows come to learn about what's going on and bring information back to their communities. We consider it a very successful program within ARIN. We also have here a number of people, some of them are meeting, some of them are here, from ICANN's North American Region at Large, NRALO. And we have an MOU with NRALO, which allows us to work together on Internet Number Resource Policy Development. Basically, we inform them when we have policy development matters going on. They let their community know, and they bring more people into the ARIN participation, people who are interested. If you're interested in number policy, you might hear about it through NRALO. Come give views on number resource policy changes. They're holding their General Assembly this week on Wednesday. And Glenn, are you here? Glenn is the chair of NRALO. Yes, and they'll be in and out throughout the days. So if you see someone with an NRALO badge, please welcome them. Newcomer. We had newcomer orientation yesterday where people met with the ARIN staff, got an overview of the organization, got to meet some of the other newcomers in the room. They learned about ARIN. We always do a prize drawing for the people who show up for the newcomer orientation. So for those people who filled out the survey, we will now draw from all the surveys and give out a gift certificate for people who filled them out, for someone who filled it out. I need someone to reach in here and grab one. Owen, come on up here. I always grab someone at random to come up. I'm not saying it's a good random function, but it is random. I guess I should switch it up someday. Otherwise, someone will eventually learn that Owen's the picker, and he'll have free drinks and hot dogs. Okay, the winner, Alan Scoos. I say Scoos. Very nice, Alan. We're going to mail you a gift certificate. We thank the people filling out the surveys, the newcomer orientation survey. It helps us focus it, and we will send you a gift certificate. Thank you for filling that out. I also have one other little thing. I guess yesterday we're going to give out another prize. This is a Dell power supply. If you have a Dell laptop and you were in the newcomers orientation and you don't have a power supply anymore, you can come up now or come up later and pick it up. I have it here.
It'll be on eBay by 5 p.m.
Exactly. Okay. So we also have remote participants. So we webcast the entire proceedings so everyone can see what's going on here. We also have a live transcript. We also have downloadable meeting materials, so people have the same materials as your handout. They have chat rooms where they can raise their virtual hand, ask questions, and have as full a participation as possible as if they were here. We do have people who participate in the ARIN process entirely remotely, have never been to a meeting. So if you can't make it here, feel free to participate remotely and help shape the policy. Attendance. So our attendance stats from Canada, 29, United States, 110. Remote participants, 21, Caribbean, 9, and 23 from outside the ARIN region. Emergency procedures. Wow.
You think this was a joke, Norm?
Wow. Well, there's an exit over there, and if there's a problem, you go out the exit, and apparently you go to the corner of Freeman Street and Fountain Place. I imagine, this being New Orleans, is a bar on the corner of Freeman Street and Fountain Place. But I have not checked, so you're on your own.
Is that the case of a tornado?
Right. We'd like to thank our sponsors. So first, the network connectivity. Network connectivity is very important. We need to thank our sponsors. So let's give a big round of applause for Cox. The webcast from Google. And this afternoon, when we're at break, the refreshments are provided by Avenue 4. I'd like to give a round of applause for them. Okay, so we have a meetings app. If you want the agenda, speaker information, information that's online, but you want it on your phone all the time, go download the application from the App Store or Google Play, put it on your phone, you can have the whole agenda in your hand. Okay, if you have badges, you have a little ticket in your badge. Your ticket can be turned in the afternoon break to get our stylish ARIN 39 t-shirts. So don't forget that. So let's see. We're actually here to do work. Even if we are in New Orleans, we're actually here to do work. And it's pretty important work. The work is developing the policies by which we run the registry. And so there's some important courtesies here. The Board of Trustees chair, when we're in the discussion of policies, will moderate the discussion so that everyone has a chance to speak and everyone gets a chance to be heard. What that means is, if you have something to say, yes, go up to a microphone, don't hesitate. But once you've said your share, wait for other people to speak. don't run to the back of the line until you know that everyone has had a chance to speak. Because if everyone were to speak multiple times in line, we could have a situation where people who haven't made it won't get a chance. So let everyone have a chance to speak before you go back and add more comments in. State your name and affiliation when you're recognized at the mic. It's for identification. There could be 25 Bill Smiths, and we're not sure which one you are. You state your name and affiliation, and that way we know who you are, if you have an affiliation you'd like to state. Some people are pretty clear about their affiliations, other people are less clear, but it's a proper courtesy, just so we know what everyone's speaking from. Please comply with the rules and courtesies in your program. In here, in your discussion guide, you'll see a copy of the rules. They are at the beginning, at the end. Where were they? Maybe they're not in here anymore. Do we have a copy of the rules in here? Susan? I thought we had it. I don't see it this year. Okay. Well, yes, okay. Page 4. I'm just going to say, this is pretty important stuff. This rules of discussion, they're also the standards of participation on the ARIN website. They apply to our ARIN meeting, and that includes this discussion. And it talks about courtesy. And we're focused on working on policy. We're not busy talking about people, talking about their background, their race, their religion. Those aren't really relevant. What I mean by that is we're here to work on a particular topic, respect the topic, focus on the topic, keep the discussion professional, not personal. This is how we get the job done. This is a very important function we do for the internet, and so we need people to give it the right level of decorum so it accomplishes correctly. Okay, so today's agenda. We're going to have the AC, Advisory Council, on docket report, and they'll talk about everything that's on their docket, things that will be discussed today, things that they're still working on that they're not bringing to discussion. They'll talk about sort of what's the full work queue. We'll have a presentation, and that'll be given by Dan Alexander. We'll have a regional PDP update. Sean Hopkins, who supports ARIN staff, who supports the Advisory Council in their job, also provides a summary of sort of ongoing activities in the other RIRs. That'll be a high-level overview so people can understand what we're doing and how it relates to some of the other things going on out there. I have Leslie Nobile giving an update on WHOIS accuracy. We've been doing some analysis of the data in the WHOIS registry, and I'd like to provide some statistics regarding how timely that data is, which might be found interesting. We're then going to, at 10 o'clock, go into our first policy. Our first policy is a recommended draft policy. Because it's a recommended draft policy, it is possible this policy will be recommended to the Board of Trustees after this meeting sometime in the months that follow by the Advisory Council. If you folks find it favorable and there's no flaws found, they could send it to the board. So this might be the last chance you have to comment on recommended draft policy ARIN 2016-3. We'll then have a refreshment break. We have a panel coming up after the refreshment break. We're going to have a panel on IPv6. It should be very interesting. Aaron Hughes, our vice chair, will moderate it, and we will go from talking about a number of interesting perspectives of people who have deployed IPv6. We're going to have lunch after that, and then after the lunch, Jeff Finkelstein will come up from Cox. He's the sponsor of our connectivity, so you guys all love him. And he'll give a little speech talking about what they're doing. We'll do a policy and implementation experience report, which is where staff look at the policies, and we usually choose one and talk about how it's been implemented, any lessons learned, any things that might be going right or wrong with it for the community to consider where the policy changes are necessary. We do have two policies that we need to discuss in the afternoon. We'll start at 1:50. Draft policy ARIN 2017-3, update to NRPM 3.6 on annual WHOIS POC validation, and draft policy ARIN 2016-8, removal of indirect POC validation requirement. We'll both start this afternoon's block at 1:50. We'll have the IETF report given by our IETF reporter, Kathy, and we'll have an NRO activities report. There's going to be I'm going to give an update on something called the Internet Technologies Health Indicators, which is an initiative going on at ICANN that affects the numbers community. So I'll give an update on that. We'll close, and then there's something going on tonight, a social. Yes, we'll have a social this evening. So let's see. policy discussion room, the Bienville? The Bienville room will be open throughout the meetings. If you have a group of people that want to break out and talk in more detail about a policy, you can go over there, grab that room, sit down, and work out issues. If there's something that you want to work on, but you don't want to do it in the back of the room because we're busy talking about the next policy, feel free to make that shelf available. It's an open breakout room for discussion, having policy discussions. Tonight's activity, we're in New Orleans. It's Mardi Gras World. So at 7 o'clock tonight, we will have our social. We're going to have shuttles leave here from 6:45 on every 15 minutes and go on over. There'll be food, floats, music. It'll be that'll get you in. Very important. And then we have return shuttles coming back from Mardi Gras World starting at 8:30. Grab a shuttle back so that you can be here tomorrow. That's pretty important too. Okay. With that, I'm now going to introduce the people at the head table. Our chair, Paul Anderson. Vice chair, ARIN Hughes. Chair of the Advisory Council, Dan Alexander. Now this is horrible. Our vice chair, Tina Morris. Unbelievable. And Chris, who's our jabber scribe at the end. Someone's going to figure out what's in the brain that does that, because it's a problem.